So we have our special guest today, Dezzy Da Artist. Welcome to the table. Dezzy Da Artist has 2 projects out. The Jungle is Calling and No Way Out. His singles are Angry Man's Anthem, Putting in Work, and his newly released single, Bonnie and Clyde. Now that's the sum of his body of work. So what's up, Dez? Thank you for coming on Bustin' Wit Boog.
How you doing today?
Good, good, man. Listen, tell them what part of Philly are you from and what you repping. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get some shout-outs, get some shout-outs.
All right. I'm from North Philadelphia. I'm around the Lehigh area, right off of 26 and Hunterdon. I want to give a shout-out to my man's Boog for doing everything she did for me. She recorded all my videos and all my visuals. She makes sure she give me good quality videos and graphic. I also want to give a shout-out to anybody that support me as far as fans, family, or anything in that nature. I want to give a shout out to my kids, Zanika, Lil Dez, and Melody, and to my fiance, Cash.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So how long you been doing music?
I started freestyling to beats around 2009, and I took it serious for about only a year now.
Oh, word. So, what inspired you to name yourself Dezzy Da Artist?
I kept thinking about different names to name myself as far as an artist, and then I got a cousin. He's heavy in the music industry. They call him She Da Artist, and then I was thinking about how like P&B Rock got like his thing, P&B Rock, P&B Me. So now I was like my cousin named She Da Artist, so I named myself Dezzy Da Artist.
Word. So what inspired you to create music? Like, where you get your ideas from? Like, when you creating music, what's your inspirations? Like, what do you draw from creatively, and like, what makes you like come up with the stuff you come up with?
A lot of the times when I make music, I'll sit and I'll listen to the beat, and then I'll try to think about the best topic that fits the beat. And then some songs I take personal experiences that I've been through in life, and I use it to put a message into my music. Like when I did my first song, Better Days, that I seen a lot of stuff going on in our neighborhoods that needed to be said, and I felt as though a lot of people was only pointing out what was going on bad with the police, but wasn't pointing out other things that had to be said in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's true.
So I felt like I had to put that in a song, and a lot of people liked it. Some people had their opinions, but I feel as though if everybody look blind-eyed to it, somebody gotta say it.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, I shot that video too. So like, just the whole concept of the song, like I liked it because it was coming from a different perspective. Normally you got like artists out here that just always shout, they always want to pretend like portray that image of being hard all the time. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to speak up about the actual problems that's going on in our community and what can be possibly done about it. So the fact that you had put that song out, it was decent from that perspective. And in fact, I know in the middle of the video, we actually had the cop. We ran up on the cop and we started talking to the cop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. He was dope too. You know what I'm saying? And he let us put him in the video. You know what I mean? I think that was pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, cops always got like bad images and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So he was actually real cool that he allowed himself to be in the video, because we actually explained to him what the song was about, what we was doing. Because, you know, they got to always make sure they represent themselves the right way too. So that was decent.
Yeah, and I feel as though us being leaders as far as like when we do music and we create an image for ourselves, we have to keep ourselves on a higher level as far as a pedestal, because now we have fans and people that follow us, so we have to learn to lead by example. And you have too many people that, like you said, that's painting a picture that only way to be hard and be gangster is to go out and get guns and kill and stuff like that. But that's not the only way that you could be a gangster. Like, it don't take a gun to kill somebody to be a gangster.
That's true, man.
Like they said back in the day, real gangsters move in silence. And it's like, that don't just mean that you gotta go out and betray that you hurt, because you got a lot of young boys that'll go to their homie house and pick up their homie gun and put it in the video and be like, I'm hard, or I'll shoot a nigga, this ain't that.
And plus you got a son too, so like I know it's important for you to be a role model to your son, because Lil Dez, he watches literally everything you do. So you made a valid point when it comes to being a role model, doing music, and whether people like it or not, when you are an artist and people see you out on that TV, you're a role model. And people don't understand that. They think they don't have to have the accountability, you know what I'm saying, and they could just do what they want to do and say anything they want to say, but people are watching, you know what I mean? But that's real honorable of you just to have that perspective, because a lot of artists, they don't like to take on that responsibility and say, yo, I'm a role model, so I need to do this way. That's what's up.
And it's like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a client that I cut, and this recently, her brother got killed on live.
Man, that's terrible, man.
And I feel as though like I see a lot of people, they'll pump fake with their homie money, pump fake with their homie guns, want to look hard, but then when they get pulled into the situation where they got to be hard, now they don't live that life. Like, I was walking to the Chinese store on 26th and Lehigh one day, and a real OG that really get into that walked into the Chinese store and wasn't disrespecting nobody. One of the young boys wanted to show off for his friends, and he bumped old head, told old head this ain't that. He get into this. Old head turned around and didn't say nothing, walked off, came back a few minutes later, and I know him. So then he came and shook my hand. He said, "What's up, Dez?" I said, "What's up?" He said, "Just move away from the Chinese store real quick." I'm like, "What's going on?" He walked over to young boy. He said, I need you to turn around and say what you said to me a few minutes ago, young boy. And young boy said, "What?" And young boy said, "Oh, this ain't that, yada, yada, yada." And he waved his hand, and like 10 cars pulled up with niggas with straps.
Oh man, see, you don't even gotta go that far, man.
And and then that's when the older young boys that was with him stepped and put him behind him, was like, he just a kid and this, that, and other.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you can't betray that you're a gangster. And then when something go down, now I'm a kid, I'm a victim.
Yeah,
you gotta.
That's true, man.
That's what I said. That's why I feel as though a lot of people.
Do me a favor, talk in the mic. Make sure you're talking to the mic.
Yeah.
All right, you good.
That's why I feel as though a lot of people needs to set examples, so we won't have our young people out here feeling as though they gotta betray something or do something in that nature just to be hard.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. And it's like you either a gangster or you not. You know what I'm saying? You either about the life or you ain't. And a lot of these artists, you know, it's a facade for them. I was just talking to my nephew earlier today, and I was telling him, you know, about even with the fact that you on your grind being an artist, it's okay to have a regular job and work, because I feel like the industry makes you glorify entrepreneurship, and it makes you feel like and pressure that, oh, I gotta make sure I have this jewelry, I gotta make sure I have this image and this look, you know what I'm saying, in order to appeal, or in order to have this mentality, I gotta chase after this bag. Like, you gotta build a foundation before you build a house. You know what I mean?
And I feel as though, like okay, I cut hair, I do music, I make clothes.
Yeah.
That like some of the biggest millionaires and billionaires didn't get rich off of one hobby or one thing. They had to do multiple things to reach their goal.
Yeah. Multiple streams of income, man.
So you can't, like, a lot of people think that if I get signed today or tomorrow, I'm gonna be rich. No. A lot of them artists, they put in a lot of work in the background scenes, and they get businesses in the background scenes that help them accumulate that money. Yeah. A lot of times, if you just waiting for the money from the record labels just to make you rich, you're not going to be rich, because eventually a little bit of money that they give you, you're going to blow that trying to show off, and then you even going to be in debt, or you want to turn around and then you're going to fall. Like, how many artists you see come out and they be hot in the music industry, and then all of a sudden you don't hear nothing from them, they disappear. They don't tell you they retired, they don't tell you nothing, they just gone.
You ran out of money.
So you have to have
something, you know what I mean?
So you have to have multiple incomes. You have like I said in the interview the other day, like, you have to be open to open your mind to options and be able to step out of your comfort zone and be willing to do new stuff. You can't let yourself be in a box. You put yourself in a box, you're gonna live as if you're in a box, and if you're in a box, you limited it.
Yeah.
But once you open that box and you release yourself to do other things, now there's no limit to the options that you open for yourself.
Speaking of which, what advice would you give, like, artists that's trying to pursue music newly, you know what I mean, and you feel like they're going down the wrong path, or just period, anybody you feel that's trying to pursue music, like, from your perspective, what advice would you give them, being an artist that has music out on Spotify, Apple Music, that has a clothing line that's aspiring to be an entrepreneur. What advice could you give other artists or other entrepreneurs you feel?
A lot of, like, as you even told me, a lot of information you have, like, in the music industry, a lot of people just write a song to a beat and then just put it out on SoundCloud. Sometimes you got to go in the right steps, the proper precautions. Try to release your beat at least. Try to, like, claim your artist name. Go about the right precautions and before trying to do like everybody else do, because like they say, even though you putting out music, a lot of that stuff that you're doing, if you don't take the right precautions, could hurt you.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like they say, show by example. You can, like, if you're going to be an artist, and that's why a lot of people in Philly be like, oh yeah, a lot of people in Philly are good rappers and artists, but don't get signed.
Yeah.
It's because you show by example. A record label might be looking at you and want to sign you, but if you out here catching wreck and doing a lot of dumb stuff, posting with guns and niggas, they're
you
not
a bad
gonna,
investment.
They're not going to want to pull you into that, because now they got to think about, okay, yeah, he a good artist, but what am I going to pull in if I pull him in as an artist? What kind of trouble might come my way?
Yeah, that's true.
Is I might have to go bail him out of jail every week? Is his music, is he gonna pick jail over top of making money in this industry?
Because a lot of these dudes are still in the street, believe it or not, and they still living street life trying to be a rapper. And no big corporation really is going to invest in that. They've done it in the past, and they in and out of jail. Now it's like a burnt out investment. Like, it's like, what return is they going to get out of that if you going to keep going to jail and keep getting locked up? You know what I'm saying? So you made a valid point when you said that. So Des, what do you plan on doing with your music career? Like, what's your goal as far as yourself? Like, what do you plan to do as an artist? Longevity. Where you see yourself in the industry?
Me personally, like, if I ever go big, I feel as though I probably stay like an independent artist, because in the industry right now they got a lot of grimy and shicey stuff going on. You don't know when you're being swindled or when you're not. But if my music picked up and it made some money off it, I wouldn't just jump into buying jewelry and houses and everything to paint a picture for other people. I would take that money and start investing into like actual properties and stuff that could help me make more money, because of the fact of, it's like my grandmom that raised me, my stepdad that helped raise me, they basically gave me a understanding of a business mind frame. And it's like, you don't want to look at money that you make now, you want to look for long-term worth. So it's like, anytime you making accumulating enough money where you can make a change for yourself, I feel as though that if I'm making some big money, I want to make sure that I could create some things so when I'm ready to retire, I ain't gotta go back to doing a 9 to 5. I can just sit back and let my money come to me.
Yo, and that, it's crazy. That's the same type of mentality I'm on. That's why I taught myself how to do multiple things, because I feel like even as an artist, I feel like being an artist is not just good enough nowadays. You got to have some bargaining power to bring to the table. You know what I mean? You got to be able to do and be self-sufficient in order for you to, because being an artist and saying you don't know how to do anything, it's like, I need help. Help me to do this. Tell me what to do. I need a manager. I need. When you can learn how to do these things for yourself, you have more power now in the situation. So a person can't swindle you, and a person can't tell you something because you already taught yourself the business. And that's why I tell artists it's so important to learn the music business, because if you don't understand the business aspect of it, you can't run a business. You're just going to be in a hamster wheel going in a circle, just doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you wonder why you release a song, it don't pop. Because you really not putting no marketing behind it. You're not hiring no PR. You're not putting energy into it. And being an artist, I tell them, costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. So if you know how to record yourself and mix your own stuff, you already ahead of the game doing that, because that's cutting the expense, a major expense, which is the recording aspect. And then just, you know how to shoot videos, you cutting the expense out for yourself on that. You know how to, you know what I'm saying, engineer, you cutting the expense out on that. you got connections with some PR, or you know how to work PR, you know a little bit about marketing, you know how you cut your expense in that. So it's being an artist is just not enough nowadays. So the fact that you got a mindset to say, look, when I get this money, look, I'm going to invest it into some real estate. I'm going to flip my money to make my money grow more than what I already had. You know what I'm saying? I want interest on my money. A lot of people just worry about immediate gratification. They like, yo, as soon as I get this check, I'm going to buy a watch, bust it down. I'm going to buy a chain, bust it down. And they worried about trying to keep up the fraud activities versus really trying to take the time to be like, look, how can this money I got, how can I make this money stretch? How, as in me in the long run, how can I make this work better for me and my situation? So that's smart that you think like that, because a lot of artists don't think like that at all. They don't have a clue what to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like I just try to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, be self-sufficient. Like, that's the key, that's the goal, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's like the saying they say, knowledge is power.
Yep.
So it's like, if you learn the like what you need to know for as like with the industry and like how to get your music out there and everything, and you already build your own artist card and get your name out there, when the record label do come to sign you something, then you have more knowledge. So then it's like, if you go to sit down and have a sit down with a contract with them, and then they see, okay, like they ask you a couple questions and they see, well, you know what you're talking about,
right,
then that makes them second guess if they could swindle you or not, because now they'll sit there and be like, okay, he know what he's talking about. But if you go in there and you don't know nothing about the game, and they see that you dumb and naive, they might, yeah, let me give him this little $20,000 contract for 10 albums, and yeah, he gonna think he making it big, and then you stuck in the contract, they making millions of dollars off your music, you can't get out of it, you in debt if he do.
Listen,
and then like,
I didn't see enough artists on Instagram being successful, and you see them 2 years later complaining, man, I'm trying to get out my contract.
Yeah, like that's why I like with Rick Ross is doing, like, okay, Rick Ross, he was in the music industry, now he's grabbing contracts and different stuff with Wingstop. He's doing entrepreneurship. He knows that music money
he own them Wingstops. Yeah.
And he know that music money not gonna last for long. So now if you wanna, okay, it's okay to be in the music aspect, but that's why you see other artists is branching off into movies and other stuff, because they know that music gonna last long, and they're trying to find ways to accumulate money and keep themselves going. But if you are an entrepreneur, you have a business mindset, then you already from the gate start setting up businesses and stuff. You don't have to go and try to get in the movies and stuff. Once you reach a certain peak in life, you're gonna have that music money, you're gonna have your business money, if you sit down and you like write down all your stuff, like your businesses and how much money you accumulate, and then come up with a plan on how to save money and what money to take out to handle what you need to handle, and you don't touch it, you'll be in, by the time you decide that you wanna retire and stuff, you can sit back and relax. You get me? And then that's why, like, that's one thing I always learned. Like, I was 15 and my stepdad walked me into this clothing store and said, this is how you do this. This is how much this is. This is how much this is. This is how you do the counts. And that first day, I'm a quick thinker. Yeah. And I learn fast. So the first day he had me working in this clothing store, he told me all the prices. I knew I had everything down packed. He was leaving the store and I was 15 running the store. People coming in like, where in at? And I'm over here like, you gotta deal with me. They like, yo, this little nigga something else. Right. They like, this little nigga something else. And it's like, anything I put my time into, whether it's music, cutting hair, or anything business minded, I take it 100%. You cannot half-ass anything that you want to do in life. You can't take shortcuts. You might want to think that money and stuff in life is going to come easy. It's not. And then that's one thing I had to learn throughout all my experiences of what I've been through in life. Like, I might have went through some hard stuff, but I always was the type of person that sit back and like, okay, I went through this, but what did I learn from it? And then I take the learning aspect and I learn how to help me mold myself in life. So it's like, and it makes me a better person. That's how I became the person I am today. So it's like, other people needs to have that thinking mentality. But I understand some people are not raised with people around to help them get there. So sometimes you got to use the stuff you've been doing in life to help strengthen you. And instead of being like, I'm a victim, be like, how can I use this to help me make it to that next level?
Yeah. So would you say like your stepdad was a big influence in your life? That taught you how to be a man, that tailored you into manhood?
Yeah, because before he did that, I was outside catching rat. I was getting in fights. I was getting in fights. I was outside with my boy DJ. We was getting into unspeakable things. They'd be like, I used to catch wreck, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I used to too. And they'd be like, what, you wanna go catch wreck right now?
Right.
I was helping my homies rob people. I was getting into dumb stuff, but I was letting people with dumb mind states pull me into stuff. And then once I got around him, he taught me. He said, you are who you hang around. So
right.
then he told me leave all the young boys. My homie DJ, me, I'm still hanging with each other. But the difference is as I started to progress and move, he followed my lead, and now he's making money. He's on a good path just with me. So now we came up together, and it was like my stepdad, when he's told me to leave all them knuckleheads alone, he put me around everybody that had a business, everybody that was making money, and I learned a little off of everybody he brought me around.
Wow.
So that's where you have to, that's why I say you gotta sit and you gotta take experiences and you gotta learn from your surroundings, your background, your past, your pain, everything that you go through. God put you into that for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like they say, God put people in your life for a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes they here for a season. Sometimes they here this for him to get you to see what he wants you to see, and then he take them away. Mm-hmm. But sometimes he's putting you through that just to show you a lesson.
That's right. What inspired you to write the song Bonnie and Clyde? Like, what was your inspiration behind that?
My fiance.
Nice. That's what's up.
Me and her, we used to date and stuff a long time ago, but it was like she didn't tell her mom about me off the bat. So then her mom, when she did introduce to her mom was mad. So her mom wanted to say, her mom was snapping, trying to break up the relationship and stuff. Her mom was acting crazy a little bit. So then we ended up getting separated. But then we still were talking. We was real cool over the years, on and on. So then it was like now, years later, we got back together, everything cool, her mom straight. And it was like, she literally like, that's my rider. That's my rider. So
that's
she like
up. That's how you know it was meant to be. It wound up, y'all never lost touch, kept talking along the years, and you probably done been in other relationships while y'all was cool, mm-hmm. and then now y'all wound up together and y'all about to get married. So that's dope, man. Congrats to you. Mm-hmm. For sure. So Des, I just want to thank you for coming on the show, just being on here, and I want to ask you like 2 more questions. How was your experience working with S-Boog Films?
The thing I like about you, as far as like my videographer, is that you give me the freedom to shoot anything that I want to shoot. Like if I have a creative aspect of what I want to do in my video, like how we did Bonnie and Clyde, when you came there, I said I want to do a robbery scene in the market, and
that was lit, by the way, too.
Yeah,
super lit. Shout out to my man Righteous, man. He held it down.
You helped me get the actual creative picture that I want out of my videos. Then like I said, when I was working with one of the other videographers that I know, the guy, when I said I wanted to do a skit in my house, he wasn't with it. When he did get to the video scene where I was recording that, he kept saying that he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, he was on parole. I felt like real boxed in. I couldn't get the image and the view that I wanted in my video.
Yeah, you can express yourself artistically, do the things you want.
And I feel as though like anytime we ever did a video, I came home with that hype still. Like I can't wait to see the video. Yeah. And when I did the video with him, it was more like a nervous thing. Like I hope that this come out good. And it was like I came back from the video shoot with a headache, and I'm like, not one time have we ever did a video have I ever had a headache. You don't want a headache. Like my head was pounding. Like I came out, I was eating this, went straight to bed. And I'm not big on going to sleep early, so it's like.
Oh man, that's funny.
Like you very business minded. You're always willing to go the extra mile to make sure the person gets the footage that they need to come out the best way possible. you care about the person's image and what
Yeah,
and how
I
the
do.
video come out.
I'm really big on that.
So it's like you
Real
basically
big.
treats the customer's videos as if it was yours.
Yeah.
So that's why I respect you as a business partner, as a videographer, and as a friend.
Appreciate you, bro. I respect you likewise as a friend, a homie, you know what I'm saying, an artist, you know what I'm saying, your skill craft, being a barber, one sharpest in the game, real talk, you know what I'm saying, just everything, how you portray yourself, you know what I mean, and we work good together, you know what I'm saying. I'm always excited about, you know what I mean, what we going to be doing next on the camera, so that's like super excited to me when I get to shoot you and I get to see you be happy about something that I help and create from your mind come into life, you know what I'm saying. So I'm happy that you just take the time out to, you know what I'm saying, just hire me to want to do your videos, you know what I'm saying, because we got some good stuff coming. That Bonnie and Clyde video is coming, by the way. That thing is crazy. It's like a little mini movie. It's real dope. The fact that you did about your fiance and she's starring in the video, so it's gonna be pretty dope, man. And I'm excited to actually get to it because I'm getting to it like tomorrow. Finish the rest up for you. So if somebody was to offer you a record deal, what would be the best ideal situation for you to sign? Like somebody be like, whatever they offer you, what would be like, yo, I'm signing right now?
One, I feel as though if I sign a contract, I need to be able to own my royalties to my music.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people beginners that go to sign a contract, they'll just sign a contract and don't understand how strongly your royalties for your music is. Because if you sign your royalties over to your music, and that song is a multi-million-dollar song, if you decide that you want to leave that record deal or that record label to there tomorrow, they own the rights to the music. So the more that song get played, the more money that keep accumulating. Now you done left the record label when they constantly still accumulating more money and generating more money off of your music.
Yeah.
And you're the creator of it. You the one that put in the hard work. So I feel as though you got to make sure that that's one of the main things you look for. That's why I really want to go be an independent artist, but if I do get signed, I wouldn't have a problem with it as long as the person that's giving me a contract is looking at my best interest and not in theirs.
Yeah. We got to work out for both parties, you know what I'm saying?
I want somebody to be like I'm a genuine person. Like, I don't have a problem with. I understand y'all business. Y'all got to make some money off of it and stuff. I don't have a problem with putting in work because it's like I don't do music because I'm forced to do it or I have to do it because I'm trying to get off the hood. I make money. I get to a bag.
That's
so
right, man. Yeah.
it's like I do.
You made
music,
a valid point by saying that too, bro.
I do music because I do it because it's something that helps me free my mind at the end of the day. It's something that touches my heart. It's something that I really love doing, and I have a passion for it. So I feel as though when it's a difference is when a record label coming into somebody that needs that money and coming to somebody that just want to do it. You get me?
Yeah, it's a different perspective. Like, you made a valid point by saying, like, it's just something you love doing. And I feel like you have to love what you're doing. If you look for instant gratification, like, I need, as soon as I make this song, it's going to be a hit. I need this money right now. I need this bag, this and that. You start putting yourself in desperate situations, you know what I'm saying, where the label can take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, oh, yeah, you want this bag.
That's how I said,
I'm going to trap you in this contract.
Yeah, that's how I said knowledge is power. That's how knowledge is power.
Yes, man.
Because, like I said, they see that you dumb and naive, and they could get over you any way they would do it.
Yep.
And I've never been a dumb person, and I refuse to be it for a contract. Like, they could come to me and say $1 million, but you might tell me $1 million, and then make 10 million off of my music, and then it's like and then you own my rights. So like you see when on the movie, like that's why I like at the when they shot the Tupac movie, and then they see when they show when he tried to leave Death Row and create his own company. And then they show that one little second right there show how grimy the music industry could be. Cause they was like, oh yeah, you can't leave. We own all the rights to your music. We own this. But the thing is, like I said, the difference is to somebody that do it because they want to do it, and a person that do it because they need to. He turned around. He didn't give a fuck about none of that music. He said, "Y'all can have all of it.
Yep.
I just want to start over."
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like as though they felt like they had to kill him off because of the fact of he wasn't controllable. They couldn't just use him. They seen that they couldn't just hold him because they had his rights. They couldn't hold him because he was going to be in debt. And I feel as though when you go sign them contracts, a lot of them, they don't look at your best interest. They look at how can they control you in any aspect.
That's right, man. It's all about them gaining, you know what I'm saying? And them gaining more from you than you could give. Real talk. So we gotta work out for both parties in the end. You know what I mean? All artists, like you pursuing and doing music. I think music now is just a fad. People like, I want to do it because they look on Instagram. They like, oh, they rich. Well, I could do it too because I'm gonna get rich.
And you'd be surprised.
It don't work like that.
You'd be surprised how many young boys. Like I got a couple homies that do music and they keep coming. And they be like, oh, can I record a song? And then I tried. Like one of my homies told me his bars is outstanding. He has bars, but the thing is, he don't know how to count the beat and know how many bars, like where the hook go, where the verse go, and how to actually make a whole song. So that's why a lot of them artists is now, instead of making a hook verse, they just doing a whole freestyle all the way through. Is because they don't know how to count the beat. And it's like that's another thing that's very important when you get signed, because when you get signed, you gotta know how to count your beat. You gotta know how to make an actual whole song. It's okay to do freestyles, but once you step into that other aspect and you in a whole different ball field making like way more money, they expect that they gonna get their money's worth. And that's like hiring somebody that can't read and be like, yeah, I need you to do this. Like you gotta be able to give them exactly what they paying for.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, I had a valid point I was gonna say. Oh, and another thing, like when they be making music, people think like, oh, they got that hit one time or they got this banging single. A label gonna be like, can you do that 20 more times?
And that's why
can you do that 50 more times? Like one time ain't gonna cut it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool to have a banger that they go off, but you want to stay consistent. That's why, like, it's important. Like when we was like building the studio for you, and like when I was hooking all your stuff up, I was like, yo, bro, you just gotta keep making music. And look at you now. You got stuff out on Apple Music, Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Shooting videos. Like back when we was recording at my old crib in North Philly, we were just like in the crib, just, you know what I mean, recording. It's like, all right, bet. And it's just like, damn. And you was like, bro, what do I need to get? I told you everything to get, and you got everything I told you to get, and now you got a whole studio in your crib.
And that's what I said.
Impressive, man.
That's why, like, you gotta. When you want something, you can't, like, you got a lot of people that sit and then they'll be like, I want to do this, or I got the monster, I want to do this, but they never try to do it. When I said I want to cut hair, I didn't know how to cut hair worth nothing, but I would know I was tired of working for people, and I looked up some video. I asked some people I knew that cut hair, and I said, can you teach me? And them same people that always said they was proud of me of this, they didn't want to take out the aspect to teach me. And then I turned around, I looked up some YouTube videos on how to do this, how to do it, got the clippers, and I set that joint up. I had some friends that let me cut them, and I sat there and I taught myself. Now I'm one of the best barbers in Philly.
Yeah, bro.
Like, me doing music. I didn't have nothing. You did my first song I recorded. And I said I wanted to be able to keep doing music, and I said I wanted a studio, and even if I had to get I started off getting a computer, and I got everything little by little, but I did it. Then I built my own booth and everything.
You guys on booth, on
I said I wanted to do clothes.
TV monitor on the wall, everything. Like
when I said I wanted to do clothes, I went in, I got the t-shirt machines, and a lot of people there's some little things right there. They would sit and they'll say they want it, but don't ever make the move to do it. So many people let too much stuff scare them. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta just jump ahead of the game. Just like, okay, even though I'm scared, because it's the thing. doing music, cutting hair, t-shirt stuff, even though I might be scared to do it, it's all an investment. It's all of something that could be a potential business. So it's like, okay, even though I'm scared to do it, even though I feel as though this might hurt me in a way, and longevity, if you actually come out good in the ending, it's a business. Now I got customers constantly hit me up every week to make their clothes. I get make my music anytime I want. My kids be up making noise all day throughout the day, and at nighttime I still be like need to settle my mind and stuff. So when they lay down and my fiance sleep, I go in the studio and then I'll record 2, 3, and 4 in the morning.
Man.
So,
it done.
Like, you just gotta want it. You can't like, a lot of people gotta put actions to their words. You gotta stop just saying you want and actually do. Forget being scared. Forget worrying about how many ways it could backfire on you. Sometimes you just gotta just do it.
Yeah, just gotta go for it. Gotta go for the full gusto, and you do it. Just be consistent at and great at what you do. Competent, you know what I'm saying, and consistent. You know what I mean. It's your girl Shellboog. You on Bustin' It Up with Boog. I want to thank my guest Dezzy Da Artist for stopping by. Thank you so much for dropping jewels, dropping knowledge for young artists. Thank you for being a role model. And until next episode, we'll be back.
I love you, puppy.
Damn, baby. You gonna be with me? Like, I really need to know.
Oh, man, it's the chronic. I don't need to worry about it.
I know what you want, girl. I know what you need. I just wanna love you. I just wanna see if I be with you, girl. Would you be with me? If I be with you, girl, would you be with me? I know what you want, girl. I know what you need. I just wanna love you. I just need to see if I be with you, girl. Would you be with me? If I be with you, girl, would you be with me? Do you wanna be with me? Yeah. Are you gonna ride with me? Yeah. I'm trying to be your man, hoping that I could be your king. Yeah, I know just what you need. Said I'm trying to hold you down, trying to be that one man that's always gonna stick around. Not these clowns that ain't gonna wife you, that ain't gonna like you. That just wanna brag, saying that he tagged. Saying you not bad, saying you not bad. Knowing that he mad, knowing that he mad. Say you need a man, not a little boy. All these young boys always trying to make a little noise. Said I'm trying to chill back, enjoy a little fucking company. Trying to fuck you good and see what you got in store for me. I know what you want, girl. I know what you need. I just wanna love you. I just wanna see if I be with you, girl. Would you be with me? If I be with you, girl, would you be with me? I know